All right, happy Thursday. We have moved on from the Guardian box, which is really cool. So now we are in Star-Lord's Hero Pack, and it's a lot of leadership cards. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to start off with some interesting cards. Yeah, we're gonna start off with some interesting cards. I don't 100% know how I feel about these cards. So, as always, I'm always interested in your thoughts, what you think and feel about them, and how you like them or not like them, whatever it may be. So let's go check out these two leadership ally cards. As always, all this stuff is available in podcast format. If you'd rather just listen to it than deal with YouTube, you can completely do that. Wherever you listen to podcasts, it should be there. If not, let me know. And if you want to support this channel, go down below, hit the membership button, hit the join button for memberships. It starts at 99 cents. Your 99 cents each month means the world to this channel. It helps out a ton. So I greatly appreciate everyone that signed up for that. So thank you so much. Okay, the first one we got to talk about, again, this is in the Star-Lord Hero Pack, is the Adam Warlock Leadership Ally. 3-cost ally, 1/1/3 stat line, 1 consequential damage for each. Okay, not a great stat line for a cost, but he's an aerial and a mystic, which is interesting for a guardian. You thought he would be guardian traded, but he's not. Whatever. Ariel's not bad. They've done more stuff with Ariel later on, so it makes him better. We can get into the Ariel stuff much later on because it's not worth bringing up now, I think. But they have expanded upon the Ariel trait, so maybe this card's worth a little bit more if you lean into Ariel. Now, response. Adam Warlock attacks, or I'm sorry, after Adam Warlock attacks or thwarts, discard 1 card at random from your hand. If that card's put in resource has, all right, strength icon, remove 3 threat from a scheme. It's nice that it's a scheme. Energy, heal 3 damage from an identity. Okay, so you can heal your teammates, which is nice. Mental, deal 3 damage to an enemy, and wild, choose 1 above. Now, what's interesting about this is that if you do the thwarting or attacking last when you only have 1 card left, you can kind of plan what he does, right? If you really need him to remove a lot of threat, just hold on to a strength resource card or a wild, right? If you need to heal or you need to deal damage, like that stuff is really nice for Warlock. And I actually like him for that. The problem is you're kind of not being as efficient maybe as you can with the cards in your hand because you're so focused on I need to save this resource versus like playing the big cards. So again, that's not to say that Warlock's bad by any means. It's just that I feel like there's a big mindset switch in there that like, okay, if we do this, I need to focus on like the resource icons more so than what I'm playing in my hand. Now, maybe you could do both, and if you can, it's fantastic. Like if it works out for both, like A plus, that's great. But it is just like a thing you have to pay attention to, like just it might be hard for people to wrap their heads around. It is for me. But yeah, his stat line's not great. I would only you can Voltron him, right? So you can put upgrades to make him stronger or supports or whatever it may be to add more life and add more attack or threat removal, whatever it may be. And that's fine. That will work well for him if you can keep healing him up. But the big thing for me is just keeping track of the cards in your hand to make sure you have the resource card you want left over so that you can do whatever the thing is, right? You can do the thing. So anyway, I like this card. I don't love it, but I like it. I think it's decent. And I think with a lot of the aerial stuff that will come out later that we can get into, it will make this card make a lot more sense. But I don't want to get into all the aerial because there's a lot of aerial stuff and it's just easier to kind of keep going in order. But if you're wondering, there is more aerial later on, especially X-Men cycle, I think is when they really start focusing on that. So anyway, fine card. Don't mind it. Now, Beta Ray Bill is a 5-cost leadership ally, a 1/3/4 stat line. Okay. After Beta Ray Bill attacks and defeats a minion, remove 2 threat from the main scheme. Now, okay. I don't mind the idea of this card, but it's never worked the way I want. Right? Like 3 damage for attacking defeating a minion like back in the day wasn't bad. A lot of minions nowadays have more life than that. You have to deal with toughs now. You have to deal with all this different stuff. It's a lot. And I hate that it's restricted to just the main scheme. And I hate that it's 5 costs, right? If you are a hero with 5 cards in your hand and no resource generator, you're probably not playing this card, unfortunately, because you only have 4 cards in which to pay for it. So, I mean, it's a hand wipe. And yes, you can deal 3, 6, 9, possibly 12 whole damage, or at least 9 damage. But even then, it's 5 costs for 9 damage. You have to attack minions to get like the full use of this card to remove 2 threat off the main scheme each time. So like if you maxed it out, yes, the math makes sense. The math does make sense if you deal with a minion every single round perfectly and it works out perfectly. Yes, I do agree. The problem is, if you play anything like me, the math never works out that way, right? Like the best laid plans like never work out. So I have a hard time justifying his cost because it doesn't make sense, especially for solo. For multiplayer, this might make more sense. And this is the same with Adam Warlock, and I should have mentioned this before with multiplayer, but like healing from the identity, Adam Warlock makes a lot of sense in multiplayer because you can heal your teammates up as well because it's not just you, it's an identity. Beta Ray, again, if you're playing multiplayer, this makes more sense because now I am able to attack the minions that my teammates may have. And now we're helping remove a lot of threat off the main scheme. That makes a lot more sense to me in multiplayer. Again, for solo, I think I've used him once or twice in solo and it just doesn't make sense. Multiplayer, I get it. It's interesting that he's an Asgard trait and not Guardian again. Well, Asgard makes sense, but it's weird that he's in the Star-Lord hero pack. But he is Asgard trait, not Guardian, which is also important to know. So anyway, don't hate him. Just a little weird, I guess. As always, let me know your thoughts down below about this card. While you're down there, make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, all that fun stuff. Let me know if you use Beta Ray Bill at all or Adam Warlock. Again, I think both of them are better multiplayer cards. I think Warlock can work pretty well in solo, and I have used him in solo, and he's fine. Beta Ray Bill for solo, I don't think so. I don't think he makes that much sense. But I think for multiplayer in a large multiplayer game, again, when there's going to be a lot of minions out there, the cost makes a lot more sense. So let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.